Shalom and good day all, this is Tehillim29 back again for some indie comic reviews, and in these indie comic reviews I'll be covering Hyde Street, issue 4 by Jeff Johns, and also the other Image comic I'll be reviewing is Juvenile, issue 4 of 5. I'll now get things ready and organised for the first one that I'll be reviewing. So starting off with first things first, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? In essence it does, to which it does centre around a movie matinee monster. As we learn sort of like the character, the person who is in Hollywood that's wanting to get this monster out, and we learn that it's meant to be like Frankenstein's brother. And for that, I give the cover an 8 out of 10. Now it's time to move in relation to the area of the internal art and also what's happening story-wise with the characters. So as the story begins, it takes place in 1949. And of course, we can see this character is approaching Hollywood for their script. And of course, he's speaking of, okay, even though the first movie was a hit, he wants to get a second movie out, to which this one will be based on Frankenstein's brother. As the story advances, the character who also plays the role of Frankenstein's brother within the movie matinee gets transported to Hyde Street. We also get to see some of the things that take place against the monster, to which he is dressed up as. And the story ends with Pranky getting his next win. As it looks like the next issue, we are expecting the character of, I think it's Devourer, to make an appearance. So that is going to be interesting. And I didn't end up picking up that one shot in relation to Hyde Street. Maybe I might want to. Next time I go to my LCS. So for the internal art, I give a 7.5 out of 10, as it's actually been quite consistent with art from issue to issue. Next is the area of the story. This story being rated on time, location, and of course the cast. Starting off the area of time, we basically learn from the beginning what year it's taking place, 1949. The next locations that we get to see within the story are Hyde Street as well as Hollywood. The cast of characters, one mentioned by name, and that is Mr. X-Ray. Of course, we get to see Pranky, or the return of Pranky, in this issue. But we also have Mr. Barton and Mr. Oddman. For the overall story rating, I give a 7.5 out of 10. Now it's time to move into Juvenile issue 4. So, as we move into Juvenile issue 4, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? Well, you know what? Surprisingly, it does, because with what we're seeing this character do with his medication that's given, we learn that these characters have actually had powers being suppressed. So for that, I give the cover a 7.5 out of 10. Now it's time to move in relation to the area of the internal art, but also what is happening story-wise with the characters around the beginning, middle, and of course the end. So as we finally see these characters, in a way, stop taking their pills and that, we start to see a big manifestation of, or a bit of a manifestation of their powers. Whether they are actually in space or not, we still have no idea. It might be true, it might be false. And of course, we don't get any of the names of the characters, though it wouldn't have hurt to at least having something in the story to indicate what happened previously with like some of the main characters that have enacted or have done certain things within the story. So as we start to move towards the middle of the story, we get more of an exploration of their powers once again and what they're able to do. And of course, trying to not fight each other in the process. So as they try to escape the place that they're in, that they can work together. As we finally move towards the end of the story, we see a number of the characters as they try to escape until they reach an unexpected scene to which they see someone being operated on. So no doubt we will find out a little bit more about that in the next issue. For the internal art, I give it a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move in relation to the area of the story. So first things first, did we get in anything in relation time-wise? No, we didn't. Next is the location-wise. Well, whether it's in space or not, it's still completely unknown, though it could be something that their thoughts have imprinted upon the universe. Next is the cast of characters. We had Mr. Hammond as well as Nurse Gillespie. The only ones who were sort of mentioned in the comic. And for the overall story rating, I give it a 7 out of 10. I do feel that this issue did certainly pick up from the last. Until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.